What's going on, you guys? I'd like to welcome you guys to another DC TV Talk. Boy, Big Dog here with a review for Doom Patrol, Flex Patrol. But before I get into this episode, no, I have not reviewed any of the Arrowverse shows in like the past 2, maybe 3 weeks. That's because I'm waiting for the season finales. I'm trying to figure out a way where I can review those shows in a better way and get the videos loaded in a quicker fashion, or if I would just like upload them all. I mean, do like one big review for all of them, just upload it like a singular day. I'm trying to get that right there. So, but I will still review the season finales individually on the Doom Patrol. I thought this was a weird episode because we see a couple of different things. We see the Flex. I'm just gonna call him Flex because I can never get his last name right. But we see that him and the Negative Man were. He can understand the Negative Man, which I don't know how. But let's just be honest, I don't know how his powers work either. The way he just flexes and like he creates meals. It never gets fat. Like, come on, like the flex. I mean, the dude was just sitting in the bureau for like 55 odd years, and it's like he didn't gain weight, didn't lose weight, nothing. Looks the same. I need his power. Hold on, excuse me. So I'm like, yo, this dude found the answer. You know what I'm saying? So they trying to get him back right. Trying to get him to bring back his memory, and they do by bringing back the woman that he lost. And we saw that woman was also the reason he remained captured, because they could have broken out, but it was on Larry. It was like I really really fought Larry because we see that Larry was the reason that if Larry would have just simply helped him. Larry, like, he completely lost hope and just gave up. If Larry would have helped him, they could have all broke out, because like the guy's powers are like super super crazy. You know what I'm saying? So if he would have did that, it would have been good. But Larry pretty much sold him out. Also, we found out that Larry doesn't would die without the Negative Man inside of him. I knew. I guess they can't be separated for a certain amount of time. I think it honestly damages both of them, or I really think it damages both of them. You know, since Larry's is like his host body or whatever. If they're separated for too long periods of time, that's something we needed to know. Cyborg still dealing with what he did with his dad. He don't really want to put Grid back, and we have. I like the stuff between Jane and Cliff together is always funny. You know what I'm saying? Those two are just are hilarious when they around each other. But I like the fact that she forgave him for what he did. He pretty much told her, like, I'm sorry. I know you didn't want nobody, you know what I'm saying, like skirmishing around in your head, but like I needed to save you. But like this still was not my place. And like she you can tell she's forgiving him, and she's come around to it, you know. But I think my biggest takeaway from this episode was not the stuff with Flex, was not the stuff with Negative Man, was not the stuff between Jane and stuff. It wasn't even the stuff with Mr. Nobody at the end. You know what I'm saying? Even though I thought that was really, really nice how they did it. It was just stuff with Rita. Because if you remember the episode, I think the episode was Doom Patrol. Doom Patrol, Doom Patrol. And we saw that uh, we saw the woman who had slit her wrist. And listen, and so we never knew who that woman was. We knew it was somebody from Rita's past. So Rita pretty much breaks down and starts to, when she hears the baby crying, the baby bothers her, and you don't know why. You wonder, like, well, what has a baby ever done to Rita? But then Rita starts to tell her when, like, she used to go try to audition and get stuff roles for Gene. This guy, the big producer, Gene, is like, she would go in, do what she had to do. You know what I'm saying? Gene would get her a part or something. So then Rita started bringing him younger actresses, getting them parts. Boom, they go become superstars. You know what I'm saying? Gene, you know what I'm saying? Because he brings them into Gene. Gene probably have sex with these women. You know what I'm saying? Then boom, go on about his business. They got a career, and he's just. But while this is going on, he's also getting Rita booked and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Rita's phone, people calling her like, "Hey, we need Rita for this." You know what I'm saying? And it's like he's based. Rita's basically pimping up and coming actresses. Don't get me wrong; they get something they get something out of it, but at the same time, it's like down the line, it's like, yo, she basically sold her body to become an actress, and Rita's the one who's pimping her out to this guy just so she can continue to get roles for herself. And then in the case of the one girl who, like, she ends up getting pregnant, and the guy that Gene does not want to take care of the kid, of course, because it's like, hey, this is his life. So you just take advantage of women, you know. And like Rita, like gives the girl $100. I don't care what time, what era. $100 to take care of a baby is not shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a kid. That's one of the reasons I would never have one. Got to take care of my work. So it's like she like gives it to that. I'm pretty sure the pressure became too much for her because you got to think about it. She slept with Gene to think like, hey, I'm getting a role in the film. But if she gets pregnant, she can't necessarily work. And then, like, especially if she's an up and coming actress, she gets pregnant, she can't work. Now she's at home taking care of the kid. Now she's getting stressed out because, first of all, I'm an actress, but I can't work because I got to be at home taking care of my kid. I don't have any money because I ain't made no money because before I got my chance, I got pregnant by this producer guy. So now she's stressed and she ends up killing herself. We don't know what happens to the baby, and I think that's an indication of something that's going to come back around because I don't think they would say, hey, she killed herself, but we don't know what happens to the baby. I don't think they would say that without that being like a big plot point going down or just some kind of plot point in the future. Either way it goes, she ends up killing herself. And Rita finally admits it. And you can tell Rita's getting better because she says this whole story without ever, like melting basically, or whatever they call it she does, they're deforming. You know what I'm saying? She never does that. She gets through the whole story. She cries, but she cries without still deforming anything. So she's like saying I think it might be her first time ever saying and addressing what happened. And I think it's good because even though she didn't know she's telling the whole thing to Mr. Nobody the whole time, but he just wanted to get things going so he can finally get him a showdown with them. And it's crazy. I don't know how they're going to beat the guy because it's funny. I love how they playing Mr. Nobody in this story. But I also hope Rita ends up telling the team what she did because I feel like that would help the team's relationship a lot better. You know what I'm saying? And I think it'll make Rita and everybody around her more comfortable, you know what I'm saying? Because they feel like that's something very, very big, and I feel like that's something she should tell the team because those are the people she trusts the most or should trust the most because those are the people who has her back. But I thought it was a really good episode, and setting up these last two episodes to be like one hell of a show. But one thing that bothered me, but not in the sense of like I was like disturbed by it, was when Mr. Nobody says, now we're finally gonna get the superhero show that we always that we were promised. I don't like that's cool, but the superhero show that they've given us so far is superb and it's much better than anything I would have expected, other than especially than just good versus evil, because the stuff they've been giving us is so different and fun and emotional, and so I have no problem with the stuff they've been giving us so far. But you guys, let me know what you thought about this episode down in the comments. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and I'll catch up with you guys later. Peace.